Hello to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world. We welcome you to Global TV's news cycle, live in Nigeria's capital, Abuja. I am Judith Peters. On the news, the Lagos State government has announced that it will be closing the Eko Bridge between Costain and Alaka Descent to carry out emergency repairs. These repairs are necessary to avoid a complete vandalization and theft at the expansion joint, as well as the replacement of missing parts and the recasting of the transition concrete around the expansion joint. Motorists planning to use the bridge are consequently advised to use the Costain ramp to link Alaka through the Costain roundabout. This was contained in a press statement signed by the Lagos State Commissioner for Transportation, Oluwaseun Osiyemi. The bridge will be closed on Saturday, November 4th, 2023 by 4 a.m. and reopened on Monday, November 6th, 2023. Meanwhile, a ghastly accident occurred in the afternoon Thursday at Mpapa Junction in Abuja. Lamidi Ibrahim, an eyewitness, said a heavy truck has lost control while speeding down the narrow road. Global TV crew visited the scene of the incident, and here's a report by our correspondent, Subarat Hisman.
Lamidi Ibrahim said about 7 persons had already died, and the last person was still breathing when the rescue team arrived.
The tipper fell break and spoiled up to like 8 or 9 motors, and people dead.
Like how many?
People that are dead, they are more than 6. The one I carry by myself with my people, all these road safety people, they are up to more than 6 that we carry. Only one guy that survived among the 6, and one student joined them. He died also. We later saw this student under the truck in between the inside. The student was inside the keke napep, and the tipper have already waged him. You have matched him already. So the student now, they have taken him away. So there are more than 6 that are there, or 7 safe. What I want to plead you people is that you should just try to help us. Try to help us in this Pape road. In what way can you help us? Let all these tipper, let them stop moving in the daytime, because the rate of people that tipper is killing on a daily or monthly or weekly basis is too much. So let them stop tipper for afternoon movement. I don't know who they are bribing. This thing should have been stopped since how many years, but they didn't stop them. Tipper should stop working in the afternoon time, because Pape is highly populated and not too many Pape road.
The FCT Federal Road Safety Commander Chari Mutara said the number of casualties has not been confirmed, contrary to eyewitness reports.
A lot of people have been taken to hospital, so we cannot be able to quote a particular number to you now. Certainly there are fatalities. But what I can tell you is that a number of vehicles were involved, about 5 vehicles, 1 tipper truck, about 5 keke were involved, and 1 motorcycle. It's brake failure by a tipper vehicle that failed brake uphill, and so it was descending, and so it carried a lot of people along with it.
Residents appealed to relevant authorities to dualize in Pape Road and regulate movement of tanker trucks to reduce incessant accidents on the road.
A POS person that's marketing beside road here. I was there when the incident started and when it happened. Actually, it's a very disastrous accident that a lot of things need to be looked in by government to take measures of a lot of things. Like the way the accident happened, normally they said anytime you see a very big damaged accident like this, it's caused by a new driver who doesn't know the road. Though I heard over the years that there were new unions that were fighting over that if a new driver should take in a car, should always be given to a very to an old tanker driver to bring the car down. The accident happened, he started hitting by 1 Corolla that got sides of the road, where the person wasn't injured, but the car was damaged. After then, it was an Okada people before it started coming over these Keke Napep people, and finally it landed on top 2 Keke Napep that 2 students from Model Secondary School were in which the tire of the truck lies on the neck of one of the students. It's a very, very disastrous accident that someone could not take a second look. Actually, with government have been trying, but there should be measures taken in, maybe making the road more wide, and then maybe the market should be built in a way that other things should be kept by the roadside that can be reducing the speed of the truck, maybe if this kind of incident is happening.
I was calling on Nigerian Emergency Management Agency, FCT Emergency Management Agency, Federal Road Safety Commission, Director of Road Traffic Services, that please, people are trapped under this truck, rescue us. I put a call to some of the emergency call rooms of DRTS, FRSC, police and what have you, till I left here after 30 minutes, until I was about leaving before that of the DRTS recovery called that they were on their way.
The Presidential Compressed Natural Gas Initiative, PCNGI, on Thursday inaugurated the Abuja CNG Conversion and Training Center to ensure the attainment of sustainable energy future in the country. The center was commissioned at the Nigeria Institute of Transport Technology, NITT, under the leadership of its Director General Bayero Faro. In his remark at the event, Zach Adedeji, the Chairman, Presidential CNG Initiative Steering Committee, disclosed that the government spent $6 billion to import petroleum into the country annually, noting that they can have power on the vehicle with the gas at a cheaper and on a third of the cost. Adedeji, represented by the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Domestic Affairs, Toyin Zubaru, assured that no monopoly would be created in executing the CNG project across the country. On his part, the Minister of Transportation, Saidu Alkali, represented by Cynthia Akidano, Acting Director, Department of Road Transport and Mass Transit Administration, said studies have shown that CNG could earn the federal government over 200 billion naira from every 1 million cars and converted. The minister said the ministry was aggressively involved in the advocacy of engine conversion as an alternative to the removal of fuel subsidy. You're watching Global TV's news cycle, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. On StarTimes channel 276, kindly follow us across our social media platform using a Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your TV screen. When the news cycle returns, CBN says there is sufficient stock of currency notes in circulation. The news continues shortly with details of these and other stories right after the short break. Please don't go away. Welcome back, and if you're just joining us, it's still Global Television bringing you a live broadcast of the news cycle from the Nigeria's capital, Abuja. Nigeria has sought assistance from the United States government to address critical issues affecting the country's agricultural sector. Vice President Kashim Shettima initiated discussion during a meeting with the U.S. Special Envoy for Global Food Security, Kari Fowler, as part of his diplomatic engagement in the United States of America recently. He assured the U.S. Special Envoy for Global Food Security of the Tinubu administration readiness to collaborate with relevant stakeholders, not only to enhance agricultural productivity in Nigeria, but across Africa. He affirmed that Nigeria would sustain existing relationship between two partners in the agricultural sector and nurture the Alliance for Continuous Growth and Development. As well, the president of Rwanda, Paul Kagame, has declared that the country will grant visa-free travel to Africans to boost free movement of people and trade. This decision positions Rwanda as the latest African nation to adopt such a measure, joining others in the pursuit of a new integrated continent to a rival European Schengen zone. The Schengen zone, consisting of 27 European countries, has successfully eliminated the need for passports and various border control measures at their shared borders. Kagame reviewed his plans on Thursday during a speech in Kigali, the capital of Rwanda. Kagame emphasized the immense potential of Africa as a unified tourism destination. Currently, the continent heavily depends on tourism from outside Africa, accounting for 60% of its total visitor, according to data from the United Nations Economic Commission for Africa. Rwanda is poised to become the latest African nation to eliminate travel restriction for fellow Africans, following in the footsteps of Gambia, Benin, and Seychelles. Similarly, in a recent development, Kenya's President William Ruto has reviewed plans to allow visa-free travel to Kenya for all Africans by December 31st. Schools were shut across Indian capital on Friday as noxious grey smog engulfed the mega city and made life a misery for its 30 million inhabitants. Smoke from farmers burning crop stubble, vehicle exhaust and factory emissions combine every winter to blanket the capital in a deadly haze on Friday. Levels of the most dangerous 2.5 particles so tiny they can enter the bloodstreams were almost 35 times the daily maximum recommendation by the World Health Organization, according to monitoring from FEMIQA. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal announced late Thursday that all primary schools would be closed across the capital for at least 2 days. Meanwhile, large areas of Tuscany have been hit by flooding, leaving 5 people dead and several others missing as heavy winds and rain buffeted central Italy. Cars were swept away as the river Besozzo flooded and people climbed on roofs to escape the deluge. 4 hospitals were flooded. People were trapped in their cars in all the passes and the west coast was lashed by high waves. Storm Ciarán has caused more than 12 threats across Western Europe. The storm reached Tuscany on Thursday night and Regional Governor Eugenio Gianni declared a state of emergency as winds reached 140 km per hour. Livorno on the coast and the towns of Prato and Montemolo near Florence were among the worst affected areas. In Montemolo, officials said on Friday that 200 mm of rain had fallen since Thursday afternoon and the Besozzo River boasts its banks in 2 places. Business News, where the Central Bank of Nigeria has refuted the alleged report on scarcity of cash at banks, automated teller machines, ATMs, point of sales, and among bears exchange BDCs in some major cities across the country. This is contained in a statement signed by the Director of Corporate Communications, CBN, Isa Abdulmuni. The statement reads out that our findings review that the seeming cash scarcity in some locations is due to largely to high volume withdrawals from the CBN branches by deposit money banks, DBMs, and panic withdrawals by customers from the ATMs. CBN noted that there is availability of cash for financial transaction while assuring the public there is sufficient stock of currency notes for economic activities in the country. The branches of the CBN across the country are also working to ensure the seamless circulation of cash in their respective states of operation. Members of the public are therefore advised to guard against panic withdrawals as there is sufficient stock to facilitate economic activities. Nigerians are also advised to embrace alternative modes of payment which would reduce pressure on using physical cash. And now the Anambra State government has announced that it has approved the release of 1.2 billion naira for the renovation of borehole water scheme across the state. This information was contained in an official press release signed by Paul Umusu, the Anambra State Commissioner for Information, on Friday. According to the press statement, the Anambra State Executive Council on Wednesday approved 1,204,200,118 naira for the Phase 1 renovation of 67 boreholes water scheme in Anambra State. Approval of funds for the renovation of Ministry of Justice Zonal Office, also the Anambra State Executive Council in its council meeting on Wednesday awarded a contract for the renovation of the zonal offices of the Ministry of Justice in the state. According to a statement, the council approved the release of 71.3 million naira for the contract to renovate the zonal offices and extension of the Ministry of Justice to ensure the speedy dispensation of justice. Furthermore, the statement said the renovation work on the zoning offices across Anambra State is expected to be completed within a period of 4 months from the date of payment of the mobilization fee. And now we sports, where the UEFA and the Armory Group, owner of L'Equipe and France Football magazine, which created the Ballon d'Or, announced Friday they had signed a partnership to organize the award ceremony starting next year. The Paris-based Armory Group will remain the owner of the Ballon d'Or and continue to oversee the vote, while UEFA will take charge of marketing commercial rights and help organize the annual awards gala. The two prizes will also be awarded in 2024 for the men's and women's coach of the year. The annual ceremony takes place in Paris, but there is a possibility it would move to other big European cities after 2024, Armory revealed. And still entertainment, we now join Chung Anamel Joseph.
Since gaining international success with Year in 2018, Burna Boy has enjoyed massive commercial success with his songs winning him multiple awards and billions of streams. In another feat, Burna Boy's Bona of his 2019 Grammy-nominated album, African Giant, has been certified platinum by Snap after surpassing 150,000 units in sales in France. Bona becomes Burna Boy's second platinum certification in France following his smash hit single On the Low. Similarly, alone, his contribution to the Marvel's Black Panther Wakanda Forever soundtrack has been certified gold by Snap. Since 2019, Burna Boy has released 4 albums, with his 2020 album Twice as Tall, which has won him the Grammy Award for Best World Album. Chonkan Amel Joseph reporting for Global TV.
And for more updates on sports, let's now join Sharon Ajay.
The organizers of the annual Lagos Women Run have confirmed that about 8,000 fun runners have registered to participate in the November 11th race, while 300 professionals have indicated interest in the race. The 10-kilometer race will begin from Tafawa Balewa Square, TBS, Lagos Island, through the Netel Road to Amedu Bello Way and end at the Mobolaji Johnson Arena, formerly Onikon Stadium. Lagos Island aimed at promoting good health, empowerment and support for girl child. Popola revealed that this year's event will see the main winner take home 1.5 million naira as against 1 million naira in the previous editions, while the veteran category cash prize moved from 300,000 naira to 500,000 naira. In the same vein, 20 winners from the open run and 20 winners in the veteran category will be rewarded. Let's look at combat sports. Nigeria Army Taekwondo athlete Benjamin Okwomose hopes to fulfill his dream of representing Nigeria at the 2024 Olympic Games in Paris, France. Okwomose knocked out Nigerian Police Forces Ofe Modisha in the men's 87 kg final heavyweight to retain his title at the recently concluded 11th Korean Ambassador Taekwondo Cup in Abuja last month. The 28-year-old said retaining his Korean Ambassador Cup title means he is still a force to reckon with in his weight class in Nigeria. Sharon Ajay reporting for Global TV News.
Very well, and that's it on Global TV News Cycle, coming to you live from the Nigeria's capital, Abuja, on StarTimes channel 276. Kindly follow us across our social media platform using the Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your TV screen. On behalf of the production team, I am Judith Peters. Thank you so very much for watching.